You are about to spend $60,000 on a van that many independent mechanics won't service. That is not a hypothetical. That is happening to buyers right now in 2026, and most of them had no idea until it was too late. Here is what the dealers will never tell you. There are specific camper vans on the used market today that look like incredible deals. Great price, low miles, clean interior. And they are financial traps, the kind that drain $15,000 out of your bank account in the first 2 years of ownership, the kind that sit in the driveway for 3 months while you wait for a part that nobody stocks. I have gone through the data. Owner forums, repair histories, dealer service records, resale trends. And today, I'm going to show you exactly which vans are destroying buyers financially in 2026, which ones smart buyers are choosing instead, and the one buying mistake that is costing people $10,000 to $20,000 right now. If you were planning to spend anywhere between $30,000 and $120,000 on a camper van, the next 14 minutes will save you from a decision you cannot undo. Why most buyers get this wrong? Here is the real problem. Most people buying a camper van in 2026 are doing their research on YouTube. They are watching walkthrough tours, beautiful scenic driving footage, and lifestyle content. None of that tells you what a van costs to keep running. None of it tells you which model has a known transmission failure at 90,000 miles. None of it tells you that a specific manufacturer went through ownership changes and left thousands of owners without parts support or warranty coverage. Buyers are making $70,000 decisions based on aesthetics. That is the core mistake. The smart buyer framework is simple. Before you look at the interior, you look at the platform. The vehicle underneath the conversion determines your actual cost of ownership. The furniture means nothing if the engine costs $12,000 to rebuild. Keep that rule in your head, because the first 3 vans I'm about to show you are the ones destroying buyers financially right now. The bad buys. Bad Van 1. Storyteller Overland Classic Mode. The Storyteller Overland Classic Mode is one of the most visually compelling camper vans ever built. Off-road capable, aggressive styling, elevated interior finish. It generated enormous hype on social media and sold at premium prices. And for a significant segment of buyers, it has become one of the most operationally frustrating purchases in this category. Here's why. Storyteller Overland has gone through serious ownership and operational disruption. Regardless of where the company stands at any given moment, the practical reality for used buyers is the same. Parts support, warranty coverage, and service infrastructure for these vans are unreliable at best. When you buy a used classic mode today, you are buying a van whose manufacturer cannot be counted on to back it up the way a stable, established brand can. Now, here is where almost every buyer gets fooled. The mode is built on the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter chassis, so the mechanical platform itself remains serviceable. But the proprietary habitation systems, the modular bed mechanism, the custom electrical integration, the brand-specific cabinetry hardware, those components have no reliable official source. Third-party fabricators can help, but at custom fabrication rates. A bed mechanism failure that should have been a straightforward repair becomes a $2,000 to $4,000 custom job. Across owner forums and inspection reports, parts sourcing difficulty is now the dominant complaint among Storyteller owners who bought used. That is not a minor inconvenience. That is the defining ownership experience for this van in 2026. Used price range, $58,000 to $88,000 depending on mileage and spec. Prices have softened as the ownership situation became widely known, but not enough to reflect the true support risk. Who is still buying it? Buyers who see the price drop and think they're getting a deal on a premium van. They are not accounting for what it costs to maintain a vehicle with no dependable manufacturer behind it. Bad Van 2. Early Winnebago Travato, pre-2019. Before you send comments, yes, the Travato makes the smart buy list, too, but the pre-2019 models are a completely different story, and conflating them is one of the most expensive mistakes buyers make in this category. The pre-2019 Travato is built on the Ram ProMaster chassis with a conventional AGM lead-acid battery system and an older Winnebago electrical architecture. On paper, none of that sounds catastrophic. In practice, the combination creates a van that struggles significantly with off-grid use and has a documented history of inverter failures and shore power management issues that Winnebago quietly addressed in the 2019 and 2020 redesign. The bigger problem is the buying context. Pre-2019 Travatos are currently priced on the used market between $52,000 and $72,000. That puts them in direct competition with post-2019 models with the lithium electrical system, the updated chassis integration, and the corrected habitation design. Buyers who do not know the production history are paying near current generation prices for a van with first-generation problems. This next part surprised even experienced inspectors. The inverter failure pattern on pre-2019 Travatos frequently presents as an intermittent fault rather than a clean failure. The van seems to work fine during a test drive and a short inspection. The problem surfaces 3 weeks after purchase when you are 200 miles from the nearest dealer. Repair cost at a Winnebago dealer? $1,800 to $3,200 depending on the unit and labor rate. Used price range, $52,000 to $72,000. The post-2019 lithium models start around $68,000 used. The price gap is not wide enough to justify the electrical risk. Who is still buying it? Buyers who search used Travato by price and don't know to filter by model year. They see a Travato for $58,000 and assume they're getting a deal on a respected brand. They are getting the version of that brand that needed fixing. Bad Van 3. Generic Custom Transit Conversion. Unknown builder. This one isn't a brand, it's a category, and it's responsible for more buyer regret than any single named van on this list. Go on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist right now and search campervan. The majority of what you will find are Ford Transit vans converted by independent builders, some professional, some not, ranging from $35,000 to $75,000. And many of them look exceptional in photos. Hardwood floors, tile backsplash, multi-panel solar array, lithium battery bank, and some of them are genuinely excellent builds. The problem is you can't tell the difference from a listing photo, or from a test drive, or sometimes from a casual walkthrough inspection. Here's what hides inside the beautiful ones. Undersized wire gauges that create fire risk under sustained load, solar charge controllers wired incorrectly that slowly damage the battery bank, freshwater systems installed without proper slope for drainage, creating mold behind the cabinetry that is invisible until it's a $6,000 remediation problem, propane lines run through enclosed spaces without adequate ventilation. Across owner forums and inspection reports, electrical issues are among the most common findings during inspections of used custom van conversions, and the problems that turn up are frequently ones the buyer had no indication of during the purchase process. Used price range, $35,000 to $75,000. The spread is enormous because quality is entirely builder dependent. Who is still buying it? Buyers who prioritize aesthetics and price over verifiable build standards. The van looks great, the price seems right, and the urgency to buy before someone else does overrides the judgment to get it inspected first. The fix is simple, and I will come back to it.
But first, here's what smart buyers are choosing instead. The Smart Buys. Smart Van 1. Airstream Interstate 24X, late 2020 and newer. The Airstream Interstate 24X is the most searched premium camper van in the U.S. market, and for buyers who can afford it, it earns that attention. It is built on the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 3500 chassis. On late 2020 and newer models, Airstream transitioned to the OM654 2.0-liter diesel, Mercedes' newer, more reliable engine generation. If you are looking at a 2020 model specifically, verify the build date via VIN, because early 2020 production units may still carry the older OM642 V6. That distinction matters. The OM642 has a documented EGR cooler failure history that runs $3,000 to $5,500 at a dealer. The OM654 does not have that problem. Airstream wraps the Sprinter platform in one of the best finished factory interiors in the Class B segment. Wet bath, queen bed, full HVAC, 100 amp-hour lithium standard on newer builds. This is a finished product with a unified warranty and Airstream's national dealer network behind it. Used price range: late 2020 to 2023 Interstate 24X models are landing between $98,000 and $138,000 on the used market. A comparable custom Sprinter build from a premium converter costs $130,000 to $160,000 new. The used Interstate gives you factory build quality and a known service history at a meaningful discount. Biggest hidden cost: dealer dependency. Sprinter chassis repairs go to a Mercedes-qualified dealer. In rural America, that is a logistical problem. Owners in the Mountain West consistently report 2 to 4 week wait times for service appointments. Budget for roadside assistance with flatbed coverage and accommodation during extended repairs. Who should not buy it? Rural full-timers far from dealer networks, buyers who want to customize their layout, and anyone whose budget requires stretching to reach this price point. Do not financially overextend for a badge. Smart Van 2, Winnebago Bolt, late 2020 and newer. The Winnebago Bolt is consistently overlooked because buyers fixate on the Airstream next to it on dealer lots. That oversight is costing them $20,000 to $30,000 unnecessarily. The Bolt is also built on the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 3500 extended chassis. Same OM654 engine on late 2020 and newer builds. Same VIN verification applies as with the Interstate. Same mechanical platform, but a used 2020 to 2022 Bolt in clean condition is currently ranging from $78,000 to $108,000. That is a significant discount for an equivalent drivetrain. What you give up is Airstream's brand cachet and some interior finish quality. What you keep is Sprinter reliability, Winnebago's national service network, one of the most extensive in North America, and a genuinely well-designed floor plan. The 70B layout includes a dry bath, dedicated workspace, and rear lounge conversion. The lithium electrical system on late 2020 and newer models handles off-grid capability well for campground and state park use. Biggest hidden cost: the panoramic roof on certain trim levels has been reported across owner forums as a water intrusion risk on used examples with unmaintained seals. Inspect the headliner and ceiling panels carefully before purchase. A failed roof seal repair runs $800 to $2,000 depending on severity. Who should not buy it? Buyers in rural areas without Sprinter dealer access and buyers prioritizing resale value. The Bolt depreciates faster than the Interstate on a percentage basis, though the lower price point partially offsets that. Smart Van 3, Pleasure Way Plateau TS, 2019 and newer. Now here is where almost every buyer gets fooled by their own research. Most people assume Pleasure Way is a budget brand. It is not. It is a Canadian manufacturer with over 30 years in the Class B market, a commercial manufacturing standard, and one of the strongest owner satisfaction records in this segment. The Plateau TS is built on the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 3500 chassis. This is one of the most common points of confusion in buyers' forums. Many people assume Pleasure Way uses the Ford Transit because the company also builds the On Tour series on that platform. The Plateau TS is Sprinter-based, which means the OM654 on late 2020 and newer builds, and same VIN verification discipline applies. What differentiates the Plateau TS from the Interstate and Bolt is value relative to build quality. A used 2019 to 2022 Plateau TS is currently ranging from $72,000 to $98,000. Pleasure Way's interior efficiency is exceptional. The queen island bed, wet bath, full kitchen with residential refrigerator are executed in a sub-24-foot footprint without the compromised flow that plagues some competitors at this length. Biggest hidden cost? Pre-2019 models with the OM642 V6 carry the same EGR cooler risk as any other Sprinter from that generation. On a pre-2019 Plateau TS, pull the service records and ask specifically whether EGR cooler service has been completed. If it is not, budget $3,000 to $5,500 and negotiate accordingly. On late 2020 and newer models with confirmed OM654, this concern goes away. Maintenance reliability? Strong. Pleasureway's habitation build quality is above average for the segment, and the company is still operating, which matters more than buyers realize when they need parts or support 2 years after purchase. Who should not buy it? Buyers in rural areas without Sprinter dealer access. The Sprinter chassis penalty in remote areas applies equally to the Plateau TS as it does to the Interstate and Bolt. The brand on the exterior does not change the service reality of the platform underneath. Smart Van 4, Roadtrek Zion, 2017 to 2018 for value, 2021 for warranty. The Roadtrek Zion has one of the most misunderstood histories in the Class B market, and that misunderstanding is creating genuine value for informed buyers right now. Here's the accurate history. Roadtrek, the original Canadian Class B pioneer, entered creditor protection in 2019 and was subsequently acquired. The brand was relaunched under new ownership with an updated product line beginning in 2021. This creates a hard dividing line. Pre-2019 Roadtreks are vehicles from the original company. The warranty from that era is dead, but the vehicles themselves are mechanically sound. Post-2021 Zion models are a new ownership product with current warranty support. Smart buyers are targeting 2017 to 2018 Zion SLs precisely because the creditor protection story suppresses the price. A clean 2017 or 2018 Zion SL on the Ram ProMaster chassis can be found between $38,000 and $56,000, well below comparable Class B options from this era. The 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 underneath is one of the most proven engines in the American market. Parts are inexpensive, mechanics know it, and it will not produce a $5,000 specialty repair. Biggest hidden cost? On pre-2019 models, habitation warranty is zero. Budget $700 to $1,200 for a full habitation inspection by a certified RV technician before purchase. That inspection is not optional. It is your entire risk mitigation strategy for this van. Who should not buy it? Buyers who need warranty security and buyers who plan to resell within 2 years. The brand history suppresses resale value even on excellent examples. Buy this van to use it, not to flip it. Smart Van 5, Hymer Active, 2018 to 2020. The Hymer Active is the most undervalued Class B camper van in the U.S. market right now, and the reason it's undervalued is the same reason smart buyers should be paying attention to it. Irwin Hymer Group discontinued North American production following the acquisition by Thor Industries. The Active is no longer being built for the U.S. market. That exit created a price suppression effect on used examples that does not reflect the actual quality of the vehicle. Irwin Hymer is one of Europe's largest and most established RV manufacturers. The Active was built on the Ram ProMaster chassis to European manufacturing standards. Fit, finish, and habitation system quality that consistently exceeds what comparable U.S. market competitors produced at the same price point. A 2018 to 2020 Hymer Active in clean condition is currently ranging from $52,000 to $74,000. For this build quality from this manufacturer, that pricing represents genuine value. Biggest hidden cost? Hymer-specific habitation components, particularly the Truma heater, require a Truma-certified technician for anything beyond basic maintenance. Truma service availability in the U.S. has improved significantly, but is not universal. A Truma service call in a metro area runs $200 to $400. In a rural area, you may be coordinating a mobile technician or shipping a component to a service center. Who should not buy it? Buyers who need a local dealer for everything. The Active rewards resourceful owners who will do parts research and work with specialist mechanics. It also carries low brand awareness in most U.S. markets, which limits resale. Years to target? 2018 to 2020. The 2016 and 2017 early production models had reported teething issues with the electrical integration. The 2018 onward units represent the mature production version.
Expert buying tips. Mileage limits. On any Sprinter-based van, Interstate, Bolt, Plateau TS, 100,000 miles is manageable with clean service history. On ProMaster-based vehicles, Zion and Active,
80,000 miles is a reasonable ceiling without a pre-purchase inspection. Engine verification by year. For any Sprinter-based van with a 2020 model year designation, do not assume OM654. Verify the build date through the VIN. Early 2020 production units may carry the older OM642. That engine has a known EGR cooler failure history, costing $3,000 to $5,500 at a dealer, and a valley pan gasket issue running $1,500 to $2,800. The OM654 does not share these failure patterns. The year on the title is not sufficient. Check the VIN. Common repair costs to budget before purchase. EGR cooler on an OM642 Sprinter, $3,000 to $5,500. Valley pan gasket on the OM642, $1,500 to $2,800. Truma heater service on a Heimer Active, $200 to $600. Inverter replacement in any used conversion, $400 to $1,800. Pre-2019 Road Trek habitation inspection, $700 to $1,200. Storyteller mode custom habitation repair, $2,000 to $4,000. Across owner forums and inspection reports, service availability ranks consistently among the top reasons buyers report regretting their Sprinter-based van purchase, specifically in rural and semi-rural markets. That is not a reason to avoid the Sprinter platform. It is a reason to verify your proximity to qualified service before you sign anything. The $15,000 mistake. Here is the one buying mistake that is costing people serious money right now. Buying a used campervan, any used campervan, without a pre-purchase inspection from an independent RV technician and a chassis mechanic. Buyers spend $85,000 on a used Interstate. Test drive feels fine, everything looks clean, they wire the money. 4 months later, the shore power inlet fails, the fresh water pump has a wiring fault that has been slowly damaging the inverter, and a Sprinter dealer finds evidence of an EGR issue that was present before purchase. They are looking at $9,000 to $14,000 in repairs on a van they bought 4 months ago. A pre-purchase inspection costs $500 to $800. It finds the problems before they become your problems. It gives you negotiating leverage. And if the seller refuses to allow an independent inspection, that refusal is the single most important piece of information you will receive in the entire buying process. Walk away. Do not skip it. Not on a $50,000 purchase, not on a $100,000 purchase. The bottom line. A campervan should create memories, not repair bills. The Storyteller mode is a visually impressive van with an unreliable support structure behind it. The pre-2019 Travato will cost you more than the price gap justifies, and an unknown builder conversion without inspection documentation is a financial gamble dressed up as a lifestyle purchase. The Interstate and Bolt give you the Sprinter platform with factory backing. The Plateau TS gives you Pleasureways 30 years of manufacturing stability on the same Sprinter chassis at a more accessible price. The Road Trek Zion gives you real value if you inspect correctly and understand what you are buying. And the Heimer Active gives you European build quality at a price the US market has not caught up to yet. Buy the platform first, inspect everything second, and let everyone else pay for the expensive mistakes.